You cannot save them all. One of the most difficult things in lives is the management of relationships. And when I say the word relationships, I mean relationships as in how two beings interact with each other. Sometimes at one point in time we're in one place, and then you look at a different time, different date, and those people could be at different places. Sometimes it's people with old habits, and we have new minds based upon maybe a place of environment where maybe say older generation is growing up over here, younger generation is growing up over here, and so there's a difference obviously in societal standards, and so there's interacting that happens between the two. So there's oftentimes that creates conflicts within us. Sometimes we have to understand that as much as we attach on to people, we attach on with a depth. We are love. We are creatures naturally of love. We're social. We are meant to connect with each other. And sometimes when we do and we move forward, sometimes we don't go into the same direction. Like you may have a friend who is heavy maybe into drugs, and you didn't go that route, or vice versa. You're on that route going into drugs, and you see that you have friends that haven't gone down that route. That separation, it can create that it's a division, and the division, those two leading perceptions, they can tear people apart, and it's a very difficult thing to manage, because sometimes I see a lot of times, often with people in parental situations, older parents just have a different mindset than the younger ones. They can't seem to amalgamate their mind to how time moves forward. So it creates conflict with the young who see other things, who see a wider scope, maybe a wider view from what was before, and then they want to go fulfill that because they're alive. They have a life. Goes into like ownership. We don't own our kids. As much as we would like to force them to do this, to force them to do that, like we didn't like it, so what makes you think that us doing it, we're gonna like it? We're just repeating the same cycle, the same fucked up cycle. And sometimes it gets to a point like, no, we must cut that off. One of those things again, cut off those old habits. If you've done your due, if you've done your due diligence in getting somebody to vibe with you on a higher plateau, and they just can't seem to get up there with you, sometimes you just have to let them stay until the lessons that they need to learn are learned. Because you cannot stop yourself from growth. Anything that doesn't move is dying, because life is always moving forward, so technically it's still going backwards. So that's always going to be a problem, right? We have to continually move forward. We have to be like water. We have to be fluid. And sometimes we really do need to evaluate the relationships in our lives to see which ones are healthy and which ones aren't healthy. I've had to unfortunately separate myself from some friends, just for the simple reason that I just went into a different space, a different frame as they did. And then you just, sometimes once again, you get busy, you take things on, and those things just happen. So do what's good for you, right? Do what's good for your positive progression forward, not your negative one. Reevaluate relationships and cut ties where necessary, and start mending and healing the ones that can be mended and healed. Alright fam, another quick video. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Once again, I leave you with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I will talk to you guys later.